Welcome back to Headliners. Let's get straight into it with the Mail and the Comedy Unleashed Edinburgh Fringe show with Graham Linehan, which was cancelled by deranged activists, is now back on at a secret location. So if you know where it is, don't say, Lewis, it's secret.
It's at the caves.
Okay.
Oh, no, I just made that up. I don't know if that's true or not. Anyway, Graham, there's all caves there. Graham Linehan show organizes move acts gig and tell ticket holders to expect a last-minute email. This is the big news, and this has to do with us. It's huge news.
Involves our leader, Andrew Doyle.
Our leader, Graham Linehan, who was a big shot, and I never saw the television program, which is called Black Book. And
Father Ted, Black Book. Father Ted was massive when I was in school.
Ted,
seminal works.
Seminal work. He's brilliant. And basically, they canceled him, and which was, I think, because this is a masterstroke by our leader, Andrew Doyle, who basically foisted this guy on them last minute, even though he told him it was coming. He had told the venue that we're going to have a canceled comic come on the program.
Yeah, he did. That was
He did. And then 2 days before the show, which is tomorrow, he told them what the canceled comic was, and the venue canceled the entire show, which basically proves that cancel culture does exist, because it was a cancel.
And they even put cancelled in block capitals in case anyone was unsure.
Remarkable.
So it was brilliant for us because it said, hey, look, cancel culture does happen. And then it also, the publicity has been off the hook.
Yeah, and that's interesting because, Paul, maybe the tide's turning because in the past, you just cancel people and everyone said this is great, whereas now Jo Caulfield, who's a comedian, she posted a thing supporting the venue with this kind of ridiculous picture like I Stand With Leith or something, and everyone's been attacking it. Even Henning Vane, who a great guy, kind of great comedian, quite a mainstream comedian though, he does the BBC, he said that was out of order, that was the wrong stance because you're a comedian, the tide could turn and it could be you that's cancelled, which is an obvious point we can all agree with. But is it turning a little bit, Paul, to where people are not so keen to cancel anymore and actually people are seeing this is wrong?
What this story does brilliantly is expose the whole sordid thing. So, for years, people led by the great leader, Owen Jones, have said cancel culture does not exist. This very clearly was cancel culture, to the point, as you pointed out, that they wrote it in massive block capitals. This show has been cancelled because we disagree, blah, 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 blah.
With Graham Linehan's views, which are perfectly reasonable views, and he wants to protect children and women in their safe spaces and things.
So what it does is it shows... So the only leaves one argument there, then, and that's the argument that you're making then, that the people who run the venue and who they perceive their audience are, must disagree with his point of view. A point of view which, by the way, and I'm not the only one to say this, 1 million people have said this in the last few years, is shared by the vast majority of the United Kingdom, if not the world. We know it is in the US, we know it is across northern mainland Europe. And the point he's making is that a woman doesn't have a penis. Now, there is nuance to that, but a woman does not have a penis. So he has said that, and as far as they're concerned, that is entirely unacceptable, and therefore he is no longer allowed to speak, entertain people, make people laugh, or do anything he'd like to do.
I think you're being presumptuous, and I'm going to get into trouble because people are going to say that I'm into the gender woo. Somebody said that I was into the gender woo, but the fact is, I don't know if the vast majority of the people in our group believe that women are women and all that stuff. But we don't know if the vast majority...
We do. It's just very obvious.
I'm going to tell you something. Amongst the younger people, among the people in power, they don't believe.
But it doesn't change the point that you shouldn't cancel someone for their views. People have been tweeting like, oh, it's very complicated, it's a complicated issue. It's not really. In the past, we all grew up with this. People didn't cancel you for your views. Venues didn't cancel anyone, and it was fine. It was a better world, objectively better. This is worse.
The point I made badly, because I got down into the weeds, is that if we come out of the weeds and expose it for what it is, cancel culture because we disagree with someone, then everybody, if you're sat in the middle of this argument and think, I'd rather not be involved, even those people now are going...
Got to be involved.
This is...